Hi, this is Heather Fury, and this is my case study, A Good Teacher Turns Bad. The scenario is Miss Horton, a first grade teacher who has been teaching for several years and was a former Teacher of the Year. Seems that her behavior had changed. She was becoming more confrontational and just arguing a lot more with staff members. Miss Wilson, who was the principal and was in her third year of being principal, learned that Miss Horton was having some issues at home where she had recently separated from her husband and was raising her kids alone. Summer break was about to come, so Miss Wilson had hoped that during that time that Miss Horton would be able to take a break, get herself together, and would come back as they perceived the old Miss Horton. The start of the new year came, and it brought with it a new program, a reading program, and a lot of people were on board. However, Miss Horton was not. She didn't agree with it, and whoever did agree with it, she started berating them. She was told by Miss Wilson that, she was brought into a conference that she needed to stop the behavior. However, it still proceeded to go on. The principal then received a phone call from the superintendent regarding a parent's request to have a conference with Miss Horton because she had failed, to respond to any of their requests. The parent claimed that she was being verbally abusive to their child. Their child was in fear of basically going to school, was crying, not eating. So Miss Wilson assured the superintendent that she would hold a conference and arrange something for the parents and Miss Horton to get together to resolve this. She reassured the superintendent as well that Miss Horton was a good teacher and that everything would be fine. So Miss Wilson set up a meeting with the parents. The parent is Mr. Stafford and his child is Julia. And during the conference time, Miss Wilson was there. She set forth her purpose of the meeting and asked the parents what they would like to see. And Mr. Stafford basically told the principal that he and his wife would like to see Julia out of Miss Horton's room. And he explained why. And as he explained why, Miss Horton blurted out, "You're a liar." At that point, Miss Wilson felt it was best to end the conference to address the situation and the attention that was going on. She assured the parents that she would address this and that their concerns would be met immediately. So, what is the problem? Problem is that Miss Horton has changed. There are claims coming that she's verbally abusive. Parent is requesting a conference and the teacher's not returning the call. At that point, the board was then notified that the parent is claiming the child is feeling verbally abused and she's crying, not eating. So the next is what I need to know. I need to know both sides of the situation. What's going on with Miss Horton? Why this change? What's going on with the child? Is there anything at home? Is there anything going on in class with other students? I'd have to go in and observe the teacher and see what's going on during her class time. I'd also have to know board policies on this and how to address the situation. What I do know is that Miss Horton's having some issues at home. She lately has not been acting as a team player. There is a student-parent complaint that was also relayed to the superintendent, and that I need to have a conference with this parent and the teacher. The proposed plan of action with appropriate strategies for implementation. I need to observe the classroom. Inform the teacher of the possible outcomes of the situation if she doesn't change her behaviors. I would definitely need to get some advice from higher up, such as the superintendent, HR. I would need to start providing, I think, more observations or check-ins with the teacher to see if the behavior is changing, if it's even going on. Help create an improvement plan for the teacher. And basically keep a written documentation of all the incidents and interactions, whether there be other incidents that are going on, other staff members that have issues with this particular teacher. Resolve the issues based on promoting the success of all students. So obviously I'm going to address the parent concerns. I'm going to probably grant the parent the wish of switching classes at this point after that meeting. I want to provide a safe school for everybody, my staff and my students. offer counseling to both the child and Miss Horton, because maybe she needs it with her home life to get herself back on track. And make some suggestions as different things to help her and just the whole school environment in itself. Debrief problem number 1, thinking. Are students in fear? Well, Julia is claiming that she's in fear, so we have at least one student in fear. Could the school be sued? If they don't take action, possibly. This is a verbal abuse that could be claimed. How is my staff dealing with Miss Horton's change? Well, in the article or in the scenario, it said that the staff wasn't dealing very well. They were having confrontation issues with Miss Horton as well. Feelings. Concern with Miss Horton's actions and how the school will be viewed. We don't want to be viewed in the community that we don't take action when a person or persons are not behaving in accordance with our policies and how we expect them to be. The school morale, how do they feel? How does the rest of the staff feel about this? And also Miss Horton's health. You know, is she physically okay? Is this just too much? Is she mentally in need of a break or just someone to listen? The valuing, again, safe school environment. We have to value that for all our kids and all our staff. We want to continue on with the mission of the school. And you know, even though she was Teacher of the Year, that sets a standard for what we expect from these teachers. So we know she has the potential to be that great teacher. There just are other issues that are going on. Reflection. Standard 2, by providing evidence that you, as the educational leader, promotes the academic success and personal well-being of every student by enhancing instructional capacity. So we want to make sure we have our family-school relationships intact. We want to do our observations and make sure to communicate effectively with all people involved, whether it's parents, educational leaders, staff members, superintendent, board, HR. Communication is the key to running an effective school. Thank you. This is my case study.